is falling, but we will have baseball for you live on MLB Network tonight.
Game 2 of this 3-game series between the LA Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Major League Baseball on MLB Network coming up right after this. Trevor Williams is the man towing the rubber for the Cubs in this one. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, you take a look at that ERA. That's a little bloated right now. This guy's a better pitcher than that, but he hasn't been real consistent. One good game, one bad game. I think what he needs to do, if he can string together 3 or 4 good quality games in a row, that ERA will start creeping back down. He definitely needs to start pitching a lot better than he has up to this point, and it'll be interesting to see if he can turn it around in this one.
Now the first pitch. Mookie Betts is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. Well, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, despite that loss last time out, they've been one of the hottest teams around, winning 8 in a row before that.
What an opportunity to get a chance to put our eyeballs on one of the best teams in baseball right now. This team has played so well. Their manager has been on point. Every move he makes is working. Timely hitting, great defense, good bullpen. The starters have been on point. This is going to be special.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
Yanked
the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
I got to count 2-2.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Hit in the air down the right field line, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. Again, another foul ball.
You're lucky if you get one pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Now another 2-2. Hit hard to short. Baez fields it cleanly. Throw on to first in time, 1 away. Time now to check out the lineup for the visiting Dodgers. Hero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Yeah, Matt, we got a nice seat today to see one of the best offenses in the game do what they do best, and that's create havoc. They're one of the top teams in the game as far as slugging percentage, and it's going to be on display today. From line to line, they can beat you, driving balls over the fence, into the fence, gappers, bunch of different ways to beat you.
Justin Turner comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. Wind up and the 0-1 and a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1 and set up behind the plate is Kenny Jansen as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
Hey, the book on Kenny Jansen, D-Road, not a very big zone, but he will give you that low pitch below the knees.
Yeah, and he's consistent. You're okay with that as an offensive player. He wants to give that pitch below the knees. If this pitcher can execute consistently, you better make the adjustment.
Baez has it. Throw gets him. 2 down. So the next to bat will be Corey Seager. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. In there, and it's 0-1. Just getting things underway here at Wrigley. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. On the move is Hayward. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. And he'll make it into third here with a 2-out triple.
You take a look at this one as it flies into the gap. Both outfielders give it a chase, but they can't catch up to it. Next thing you know it, one hops the wall, and he's busting his hump around second on his way to third.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now. And the curveball bounces here, but a good job behind the plate to keep it at arm's length. Seager at third with 2 away. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Peterson has a read on it. And he makes the play to end the inning. No damage done after the 2-out triple. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Travis Carroll will be on the mound for the boys in blue. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Well, Matty, we get the opportunity to watch the reigning National League Pitcher of the Month go to work. So obviously, I'm pretty excited to see about how he attacks these hitters. He's shown a lot of confidence on the mound right now, and that confidence can sometimes be a pitcher's greatest weapon.
Stepping up is Jason Hayward. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Pitch on the way. Dan Dero, you check out this Dodger team as they enter play here tonight. They've been playing some pretty good baseball of late as they've won 6 of their last 8 games.
Yeah, Matty, I think if you would have asked the manager of this team, first 5 games of this road trip, you're going to go 4-1. He would have signed that in blood. So let the guys continue to play the way they've been playing. Everything is going nice right now.
2-0 now. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Jason Hayward. Outside, 3-0 now.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
3 balls and a strike to the Chicago leadoff hitter.
He's certainly pushing the throttle and pulling it with those 4 pitches. Statistics class tells me I'm sitting fast.
Fouled away. And another foul ball. Another full count pitch home. Fouled off. Once again a 3-2. And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game.
It's all a part of learning how to pitch in the big leagues. Major league hitters will not bail you out by swinging at pitches out of the zone. So he's going to have to continue to learn how to get guys out at this level.
Next to hit, Anthony Rizzo. Ready. Here's the first pitch.
That was a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Now the 0-1. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out. Didn't mess around much in that at-bat, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. Right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters, and go grab some bench.
Digging in next will be Chris Bryant. Lays off 1-0. The average is at 308 entering play. 7 homers and a dozen RBIs. A ball and a strike.
Wow, I'm shocked the hitter took it right there. That's a well-executed pitch down in the zone to try and get that double play.
set, and the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way.
Oh, that pitch is out.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Got him swinging on the fastball there. Chris Bryant becomes the second out of the bottom of the first. Here's Javier Baez, and you can see his home road splits there. He has not fared very well in front of the home crowd, oddly enough. First offering on its way as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. Two out with the man at first. A ball and a strike now. Fastball called strike. 1-2.
Whew, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
Here comes the 1-2. Got him swinging, and that's the third out. An inning in the books, scoreless on MLB Network. Second inning coming up in Chicago, and with more on the weather forecast, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I am hearing that heavier rain is expected to pass through the ballpark at some point later in the game. The umpiring crew would, of course, like to get this one in uninterrupted, but it is possible that we could be looking at some sort of a delay if they determine the weather is impacting the play on the field.
All right, Heidi, thanks. We'll hope for the best, of course, but guys, you have to assume these players are probably going to be impacted by this weather at least a little.
Yeah, Matty, 100% it's going to be bothersome. They're going to have to watch their spikes. They're going to have to maybe gather themselves to get that extra grip on the baseball. But from a position player standpoint, you just can't lose focus. Starting pitchers are the ones that are going to have the most problems with it.
Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1.
You know, most people would be surprised he took that right there because that looked like it was in his honey hole. He had to obviously be sitting on something else.
2 balls and a strike now. The 2-1 is a slider that misses below the zone.
They know the threat this guy poses at the plate. I know it's a 3-1 in this situation right here, but I cannot believe for the life of me this pitcher's going to come anywhere near the middle of the zone.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Hard hit ball towards the hole. On the first, and there's one gone here to start the second.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 11.
So here's how the Chicago Cubs are positioned defensively. Let's take a look at catcher Wilson Contreras. This guy's got one of the best arms in the game. Think Gary Sanchez, but in the National League. Nobody wants to attempt stealing bags on this guy, and brings a powerful bat to the lineup.
To the plate now, A.J. Pollock, as the first pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. According to the career numbers on the back of his baseball card, Pollock hits a little over the 270 mark. Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out. Two balls and a strike. No score here as we play inning number 2. Hit high and deep out to left field. Off the LED board and gone. A solo shot here to left. 7 home runs for him on the year now. And the Dodgers strike first, 1-0.
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as soon as it leaves your hand. But guess what? There are no delete or rewind buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his opponent to make him pay for it.
The first baseman.
And that'll bring up the versatile Max Muncy, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Now a swing and a miss, and things are not looking real promising here. Down 0-2. Really tied him up on that one.
Yikes, he kind of looked clueless on that swing right there, Matt. If I'm pitching, I'm going right back to that same pitch.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2, and if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
Let's take a look at the sequence here again. The first 3 pitches, all 3 down in the zone. So now you've got a guy that's thinking something down around the knees. He's conditioned to kind of look down there. That's when you mix it up and put it by him at the letters.
Standing in now, Chris Taylor. As he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. The average sitting right at 270 on the year. 4 home runs and 14 driven in. Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0. Dodgers have the early 1-0 advantage as we play the second. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. And a dive, but it rattles in and out of the glove.
Hey, they always say hitting in the 8-hole in the National League is one of the toughest jobs to do because you're hitting in front of the pitcher. Not necessarily going to get pitched like an 8-hole hitter. You want to get out of that spot? Guess what? Newsflash. Be better. Because basically every other hitter in the lineup is hitting in front of you except the pitcher.
In now, Travis Carroll, as he'll take a look at a sinker here, too low for ball 1. Really starting to pour now, and the forecast is not showing any signs of a break in the weather.
Total agreement, Matt, in particular that pitcher's mound. You know, one of the things you have to really be careful, not just for the position players, but that mound gets awfully slippery and awfully wet when it becomes moist like it is right now. So the umpires are going to have to really pay attention to the conditions on the field.
And a relay home is in time, and he's cut down at the plate as they team up to gun him down. Tried to score all the way from first, but the relay was too good, and it ends the inning. Don't touch that remote or on MLB Network right after this. Last half of the second set to go, and in steps a former World Series hero, the outfielder Jock Peterson. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. As he'll take a look at ball 1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Count is even at 1-1 to Peterson. And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2. The 2-1 home. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Boy, Boy, he's really on a roll
Batting
hill
six.
right now. As we roll
The
through it
catcher,
again, remember, he
Wilson.
struck out the side in the last
John
inning,
Rarek.
and now he picks up right where he left off by striking off the leadoff man here. Let's see if he can keep this going for a little bit.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball one. And he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. That evens it up 1-1. And he fouls this one off.
Wow, he's cruising right now out there. 4 straight punch outs and working on number 5.
Here comes the 1-2. On the ground, softly towards second. And there are 2 away now.
Batting seventh. The second baseman, David Brody.
So the bases are empty with 2 gone now. And that'll bring up one of the better clutch hitters on the landscape, David Bodie. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
Nope,
He'll
that's
take a
down.
look at the pitch too low. It's ball 1. Ball
Down.
2.
I like the way they're making him work out on that mound. They've taken a lot of early pitches right here. It's going to benefit them in the later innings.
Laid off the bender there, but it's in for a called strike.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he didn't swing at that one.
And a
Three
fastball,
balls,
but he's
1
losing
strike.
it a bit here to 3-1 now. And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
Batting eighth. The center fielder,
Here's Jake Marisnick. And as you can see, he's seen that average climb the last week or so. First offering.
Hey!
On the ground to third. Turner's got it. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. Cubs strand 1. They're down 1-0. Now to the plate, here is Mookie Betts. He'll step in to lead it off in the top of the third.
Mookie Betts.
First pitch on its way. Couldn't quite hold back that time as the changeup fooled him for strike 1. One and one to the Dodgers leadoff man.
1-1.
Two and one now to Mookie.
The count is 2-1.
Two and two the count. Hit down the line at first. Rizzo was there, and he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Now batting, third baseman, Justin Turner.
So next to hit is Justin Turner. He bounced out last time up. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. A fastball
that ball
off
went
the
out.
plate away. It's ball one. One and one the count now.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
High in the air down the right field line. And Hayward will put this one away for out number 2.
Now batting, the shortstop, Corey Seager.
Stepping in next, Corey Seager. He found his way over to third via a triple in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch. Hit back up the middle. There's Baez. Throw to first with time to spare, and the side is retired. Dodgers down in order, but they're up 1-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Trevor Williams.
The pitcher, Trevor Williams.
First offering. Oh, and that one slung through the strike zone that time at 98. 0-1.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their dugout. This guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher. But sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
Good spot for the change there, and that'll knock things up at 2-2. And that's taken high for a ball. It's full now, 3-2. The lefty Jason Hayward waits in the on-deck circle. 3-2 pitch. And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's one gone. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you can see there, he's off to a flying start. The NL's leader in that department here in the month of May. Now one down with the bases empty, and that'll bring up the multi-gold glover Jason Hayward. Here's the first pitch to him. And it's fouled away. Cubs to this point have yet to break into the hit column. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Cubs leadoff batter. Keeping it down here as it's to 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Bounce to first. Fielded cleanly. And a step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Had to protect there with 2 strikes. And he just got it off the end of that. Not much of a problem for the infield at that point.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. 0 for 1 here in the early going. The 1-0. Misses, ball 2.
Hey,
2-0.
always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
Now the 2-0. Hit sharply on the ground. And that's through for a hit. Rizzo will head for second. Onto the shortstop, but thrown away.
Man, it looked like the pitcher was trying to get him to go
Now back.
fishing at a pitch
The
out
third
of the
baseman.
strike zone. He went
Red.
for it all right, but he managed to catch
Bryant.
all of that baseball, placing it for a double in the outfield. That's a great piece of hitting.
Here's Chris Bryant now. Fouled away. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. And this
Ball,
misses
that's
the
out.
outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Loud contact off the bat of Bryant and sent deep to left. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. Chris Bryant plates a pair with a home run, giving him an even 150, and the Cubs move out ahead 2-1.
Yeah, that's what you call a dream scenario or an absolute nightmare, depending on your viewpoint. A power pitcher on the bump and a power hitter at the plate. A plus B equals see you later. It's simple math, folks.
And that brings
batter
up
number
Javi
9.
Baez.
Shortstop.
As the first
Baez.
pitch runs a bit inside for ball 1.
Baez.
Struck out in his first at bat. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Had him lunging at that pitch
One
away,
ball,
and
one
it's
strike.
1-1 now.
Get it ready, big boy. This guy's throwing 3 digits right here. The best way I can help the fans is 9.
And the shortstop is under it to make the play, retiring the side. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. 3 complete from Wrigley Field. It's now 2-1 Chicago. All set for the start of the 4th.
Leading off
Digging
the top.
in is the outfielder,
The
Cody
center fielder,
Bellinger.
the 35. Cody Bellinger.
Now here's the first offering.
0-1's the count. Nope.
And this one's downstairs. It's a ball and a
1-1.
strike. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder. A diving effort here as he gets a glove on it. And a good try to recover that time, but he'll beat it out as he's aboard to kick off the
Now
inning.
batting. The
Nice
catcher.
effort by the shortstop
Yeah.
right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, dealer in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
Here now is Will Smith. Runner at first to start the inning. And Dan, when it comes to pitching in the rain, what changes?
I think the most difficult part, Matt, is the ball gets slippery. It's hard to keep your hands dry, and if you don't have a good feel on that grip, it's hard to control where you're going to throw the ball.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. That finds the zone, a called strike.
0-1.
He'll take that first pitch strike all day long. If they're going to take 0-0, he's going to pound that zone and get ahead. Much more susceptible down 0-1 than 1-0.
From the belt, the pitch. Oh, and a good tight
0-2 is the
slider
count.
there, and he's in command, 0-2.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and it's just about every at-bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting a good pitch to hit are way worse.
0-2 count, and the pitch.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Boy, he sped him up in this at-bat. Now it's time for the changeup. This guy's got a good one, and he hasn't thrown it yet in this at-bat.
4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. 2-2 to the Dodgers catcher.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at-bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
Into the box, A.J. Pollock, as he'll come up empty there as he misses the off-speed pitch for strike 1. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the 2nd. From the belt, the pitch. Fly ball to straightaway left. Peterson has a read on it. 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Max Muncy.
Next up is Max Muncy. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's set, and the pitch.
Ball. Ball 1, no strike.
Bellinger, the runner at first with 2 gone. Now a throw over, and he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. One and one to the Dodgers' first baseman.
Ooh, I'm shocked he got away with that one, boys. Curveball right down the middle of the plate, and for him to take that pitch looking, he had to be sitting on something else, but he should have pulled the trigger.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
Ball 2.
And he lays off for a ball. 2-1.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
The 2-1. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. He's under it, and that ends the inning. Dodgers leave 1. They're down 2-1. Just about set to go for the last of the 4th. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already. And he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. So in now for Chicago, John Peterson struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Josh Peterson.
First pitch of the AB now. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Woo-wee! That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
And he takes this one high, 1-1. A shot down the first first baseline. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Contreras.
So one away here in the Chicago fourth. And stepping up to hit next, the catcher, Wilson Contreras. And now the first pitch. Contreras, a Venezuelan-born ball player. This is his 6th season for him in the big leagues. And it's quickly 0-2.
Nope. That's a ball.
Curveball, but he can't get him to chase it 1-2.
Hey, the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors so far for the Cubbies. And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and the next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
I really liked it. He gave up nibbling out of the zone trying to get him to
The
chase.
batter, number
That wasn't
13,
working, so he just reached
second
back
baseman,
and fired a good old
David
country hardball fastball
Brody.
right by him. No better feeling in the world when you're a pitcher than throwing a fastball right by a guy.
At the plate now, David Bodie. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. The numbers, 282 to start play, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. The 1-1 home. Makes him swing and miss on a ball out of the zone for strike 2.
Ooh, that was ugly. Howdy, if you're waving at me.
Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Too high, ball 3.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball on that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
The next 3-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. They're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with Dave Roberts, the Dodgers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And one thing he mentioned is how well they're doing at simply putting the ball in play. They currently have more than 1 hit per inning, and looking at strikeouts, they only have 2. So far, the recipe for success has been to make contact early and often.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Now into the box, Chris Taylor. He's in to get things going here in inning number 5.
Chris Taylor.
First delivery to him. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
I know it's cliche and it's tired at times, but a well-located fastball down at the knees is still the best pitch in the game.
Set to deliver the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2. And he wastes a fastball high
One ball,
there,
2
1 and
strikes,
2.
Count.
If I'm in the box, you take a step out right here, take a deep breath after that high fastball. You got to be leery of him burying something in the dirt.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
That strikeout was all about setting the hitter up with hard stuff. You can see the first 3 pitches are coming in fast, and then he slows it down on the 4th pitch, knowing the hitter is sort of conditioned for the hard stuff. Yet another way to upset a hitter's timing.
Stepping in now, Travis Carroll. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 1 for 1 with a single so far. The 1-0 home. It is a fastball, then off the plate for a ball.
Can't fall behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
1 run, 5 hits. No errors for the Dodgers thus far. 3-0 now.
It's amazing how guys can lose focus sometimes when the weaker hitters come up, especially the pitchers. You got to stay on the attack and minimize pitches and get these guys out in a hurry.
From the windup, the 3-0 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Marisnick is under it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the right fielder, Mookie Betts.
Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up Mookie Betts. Here's the first pitch to him.
Hey!
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there, going right after one of the better hitters on this team, not afraid to execute.
Now here's the pitch. Fastball called for strike 2.
Down 0-2, maybe simplify the game plan right here. Get on the heater, even though he has 5 weapons to go to.
5th inning, 2-1 our score. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
High fastball right there with a 2-strike count. You know what that might be doing? Setting up the next pitch. Could be that hard slider down and away. Something breaking down and away off the plate.
Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
He got ahead with 2 good fastballs and then tried to drop the changeup to see if he'd be out in front. Did a great job of laying off that pitch right there. Interested to see where he goes now.
And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
3-2 counts are usually a time to challenge the hitter, but I think he'll be careful here. Shoot for the corner, and if you miss and you walk him, so what? That's better than him putting one in the seats.
Now the payoff pitch home. This is lifted out to left. Peterson has a read on it, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Our score remains 2-1. So now here is Jake Marisnick. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Jake Marisnick.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. And he throws the fastball by him here. 0-1.
Hey guys, that fastball just registered 97 miles an hour. On a night like tonight, where it's super cold out, if you don't get to head to that baseball right there and you get jammed, it's almost like getting stung by a pack of wasps.
1-1 pitch and a nice call for the change. It's 1-2. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. That's off the end of the bat foul, and he might have been fortunate to stay alive that time.
He's got a good feel for his off-speed pitches second time through the order, and we just saw 3 in a row.
And that's taken high for a ball that's full now, 3-2.
You can bet they love ball 4 here. That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
And that misses ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway.
He's really struggled with his command in this game.
Now
no doubt about it. But to
pitcher,
make things worse,
Trevor
he just lost one of the fastest guys in the ballpark.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Trevor Williams. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Marisnick aboard here at first with nobody out. And the pitcher is in fact bunting here as he puts this one down. The second for 1. Onto the pitcher covering in time. It's a double play.
Oh, that's the last thing you want to happen when you're trying to bunt a guy into scoring position. He got it down, but you have to deaden the ball too. Otherwise, these infielders just eat it up and turn it into a double play.
Here's Jason Hayward now. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. The windup and the 0-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
2 out, nobody on. Changed things up on him, and he got him to swing through it. 1-2 now. Counts even to Hayward. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. And he fouls this one off. Ready with another 2-2. And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Full count here. Here comes the pitch. Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. And take a good look there as this misses for ball 4, and the Cubs have themselves a 2-out base runner. Looks like the pitching coach might want to have a chat here.
Not sure why the pitching coach is even going to the mound. This guy's been on cruise control the entire game. Might be he's just giving his pitcher a chance to catch his breath, regroup, and regain some of that focus.
Next to dig in, Anthony Rizzo. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. He's set. Here it comes.
Ball inside.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
Now the 1-0.
Aye. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball,
Up
that pitch was
high,
up.
2-1 now. Just behind the fastball there, 2 strikes now.
Hey, he's been on point from the start of this game. Just pounding the zone with a high 90s fastball. It almost looks like he's gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
Pollock has a read on it. No problem with this one, and the inning is over. Both teams battling the elements thus far, but we've got a tight game through 5. Back for more from the north side after this. So now into the box is Justin Turner. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Yeah, and it's usually demoralizing, Matty, when the top of the order, so-called best hitters, are shut down. But you know what? We can't expect them to carry us every single day. Somebody in the southern part of this order has got to step up and get this offense rolling.
First pitch on its way. In there for strike 1.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in an 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the brake. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
Here comes the 0-1. Popped him up. Baez calls for it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
The batter, number 5, shortstop, Corey Seager.
Here's Corey Seager. He grounded out last time up. And now the first pitch. Now a swing and a fly ball. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Popped him up. Contreras over to his right. 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, Cody Bellinger.
So here's Cody Bellinger, 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Low scoring game thus far. 2-1 here in the 6th.
Ball 1.
There's a fastball pretty close that time, but ruled the ball 1-1. Hit sharply on the ground. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
Hey, not an easy thing to do right there, Dero, with that stacked infield on the right side. You hit it through where the shift is. Have to hit that in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he found a good result right there, Dan. Pitcher actually executed right there. Got him to hit it where he wanted to. Put good barrel, good contact on that ball, and was able to find the hole.
So now to the plate, Will Smith. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.